So here we are, rebuilding the Penn State Nittany Lions after the firing of head coach James Franklin. Just so happens that James Franklin just did not win any ranked games against good teams. So we're starting from the current point of the season where they are 3-4, and we're going to try to win them a national championship in 5 years. So let's see what we can do here. On the recruiting board, we do have a lot of 5 stars, as Penn State is a really good team. We have four commits so far, 2 5 stars and 2 4-star receivers. But as you can see, there's a lot of deal breakers on the board. Especially, we have 3 players with championship contender, and then 1 for playing style. So that is unfortunate. Hopefully, we can turn the season around, but not really going to get any easier for the Nittany Lions, as they do have to play Penn State has to play Ohio State on the road after this week 9 bye week. So we're going to see how that goes. Another signee, left edge out of Virginia, running back out of Louisiana. Here against Nebraska, as we do have a couple prospects visiting. We honestly have a couple prospects that we really need. Deontay Plummer, a 5-star quarterback, is visiting. I know we had players visiting, but they committed somewhere else. But still a very big game for this visit. Though we lost to Nebraska, we still get one of the quarterback targets in Julius Brahms. He's not the 5-star, but this is a surprise. Go figure. Deontay Plummer. We have arrowed LSU in the recruiting battle, so maybe he comes to the Nittany Lions after all. We're looking good on the rest of these battles. Wilkins, not so great. Same with this guy. But the rest, and then this 3-star gym running back, I think could be really good for us. But we have 6, 7 recruitments that we have signed, and 3 of those being 5-stars. So very, very clean class so far. We are going to be firing both of our coordinators. We need a clean slate here in Pennsylvania. So George John Mateer wins the Heisman, 34 touchdowns, almost 3,200 passing yards. I doubt we really had any award winners. Yeah. We finished 5-7. Are not going to make a bowl, obviously. And looking at stats, Drew Adler honestly wasn't terrible. He is a senior, so he is going to most likely be in the draft. 22-1 for a touchdown to pick ratio is fantastic, but I don't really think this playbook throws the ball that often. They run the ball a lot. We're probably putting 2 running backs into the NFL this year with Nicholas Singleton and Katron Allen. Catching the ball, I mean, we weren't terrible, but Devontae Ross, another guy who's a senior, 90 over. Taking a look at National Signing Day, so we did, as expected, Matt Wilkes locked us out, and this right edge commits to Michigan as well. But we can take a look at development traits. Rudd is an impact as a 5-star, though. Not great. Elite for Tony, the free safety. Star for Ramsey. Elite for this receiver. Normal, unfortunately, for Rawls. Impact for running back. And then Elite for Julius Branham. So this could be the future of the program right here. So very important there. At the coordinators slash head coaches available, Jedd Fisch is here. Obviously, I know him very well. He's my Washington Huskies coach, but we're going to offer him to come be our offensive coordinator. And as far as defensive coordinator goes, Rutgers head coach is a motivator, so a master motivator, so he'll be able to develop our defense. We're going to offer him as well. So Jedd Fisch does accept our offer to be our offensive coordinator for the next season, as well as a new defensive coordinator for next season as well. So both are going to help with development. It's your national champion beating Oklahoma. Any surprise teams making it? Not really. I think Boise making it is a little bit questionable, but South Carolina definitely making it is a little bit questionable as well. They have been terrible this year. Chances. We're about to lose our best player to the draft. He'll be a first-round pick. A.J. Harris we're going to try to bring back. It's extremely high chance he decides to stay, so he'll stay for his senior season. I would love to keep Roche here, or Roches, but I doubt he stays. He doesn't. We only have 2 more persuasion chances. Who do we want to try to keep? I mean, I have really no clue. I would like to keep Ethan here, but cares about playing time. He's not going to be the starter. He would have been the starter next year. And then I guess we'll try to get Olish back here. And he fails as well, so a bunch of people leaving. Drew Outler projected to be a second-round pick for Allen, and just a lot of draft picks in general projected. Singleton projected to go in the first round. So if we do want, and before transfer portals players even have a chance to sign with us, Josh Reese, yes, you heard me correctly, Reese, out of our own backyard, signs 4-star will linebacker. Draft results. Nicholas Singleton goes in the first round. This left guard goes in the first round. Drew Outler goes in the second. Allen goes in the second. We had our left edge go in the second round. A 4th-round wide receiver. A 4th-round defensive tackle. A 4th-round free safety. And another 5th-round wide receiver. As far as high school recruits, we only have 4 more on our board. Deontay Plummer, Briggs, a right guard, a free safety, and a running back, a 3-star gem indeed. So, taking a look at the transfer portal, the number 1 player is Colin Simmons, a 5-star. Does have a deal breaker though, so not going to be able to get him. A couple players, Dampier is in here, which he is a fantastic quarterback, but I'll get the board set up and check back in. I've set up the board as we have a good amount of 4 stars, especially the one that I want is a mid-hardy. I've seen him develop into 99 overalls sometime. And then we have a couple transfer quarterbacks. Don't know how to say this guy's name. We're just going to call him JKS. And we are currently in the lead for him. If he does come over to the team, he'll probably be the starting quarterback, depending on how high over an overall the freshmen are. But that's the board. We'll see if anybody decides to commit. That's a bummer. We lost Amin Hardy to Tennessee. We lost Mario Carver and this right guard. We lost this Will linebacker to Rice, and then this other Mike linebacker to the Cyclones. So we signed a full class of 23 guys, and now it's time to take a look at development traits. Obviously, we don't know Reese's. He's star. We know the rest of these guys down to Rawlings. Briggs is an elite development. Impact for Whitehead. Star for Plummer. Impact for the free safety. Star for Keon Sabb. Impact for TJ Bush Jr. Star for this transfer quarterback, and star for the other transfer quarterback. Impact, normal, star, impact, and impact. So overall, a really good class. We finished 5th in the nation, which is fantastic. We had four 5 stars, 15 4 stars, and 4 3 stars. As far as recruits, we only had 12 total, but we had 11 transfers, making up for what we lost in the portal. So let's get on to position development trait increases. Our edge rusher goes up to star. He looks to be the only one. Show me big numbers. Okay, H.A. Harris up to a 95, 91 for Bowen, a 90 for Sapp, 89 for Bush. It looks like Campbell's capped out. Ian Strong's up to an 87, and an 87 for Luke Reynolds. JKS goes up to an 85, an 85 for the edge rusher White. The other transfer portal quarterback only goes up by 3, so that pretty much seals it for JKS to be the starting quarterback next year. Running back Quinn Martin Jr. goes up to an 84. Hayes goes up to an 81 as the backup. Wide receiver, obviously, we saw Ian Strong go up. Nothing too impactful, but nice to see the development. Somehow this guy got a plus 10. Don't ask me how. This guy plus 5 for Luke Reynolds, the tight end we brought in through the transfer portal. The offensive line, not fantastic, but hopefully we could just continue to develop them. The defense is going to be, I think, just a little bit weaker than it was last year. Then again, we went 5-7 last year, so I guess we'll find out. But the corners outside of A.J. Harris, not too fantastic. We have 2 seniors, and then the rest is young guys. So, well, 3 seniors if you count A.J. Harris. But Keon Sabb leading the safety room with Dejon Lane. Something I probably do to make sure is probably to recruit a punter next year. Here is the recruiting board for year number 2. Do have a couple 5 stars, including this 5-star Jim George Bush, who looks to be really good. He has 94 speed, great man coverage for a freshman. So I have a feeling he'll be fantastic, as with most 5-star gyms. But we have a couple 5 stars, and the rest are 4 stars. You know, I said we were going to have an easy schedule, and then we proceed to lose 33-31 to Marshall. JKS put up good stats, almost 400 passing yards, 3 passing touchdowns, and Quentin Martin was fantastic. I guess the defense was just terrible. I mean, barely got any pressure, no turnovers, it looks like. Yeah, no turnovers, so I guess that's what led to us losing. It's here, George, a right guard out of Pennsylvania, commits. And Matt Outen had a great game, 2 touchdowns against USC, making me think that we won, but that just so happens not to be the case. It was a 1-score game. 2 picks from JKS, probably most likely, and we couldn't really get the run game going. And Matavia not just cooking us. Couldn't get anything going. We just really kicked ourselves in that game. Bloom, the right edge out of Ohio, commits to the Nittany Lions. And to Jordan Owara, left guard out of Tampa Bay, Florida. We have another one here. Colburn out of Michigan. Draft the 4-star Jim running back out of Blacksburg, Virginia. And we did end up losing out on George Bush. The loss in the visit scheduled for week 4 against USC. If we had won that game, he probably would have committed right there and then. But he is going to commit to Michigan. Obviously, but he get a Wara to commit. So far, we have got 5 4-stars headed by Draft, the running back. Star commitment Ashton Emerson out of Maryland commits to the Nittany Lions. Another receiver out of Pennsylvania, a 4-star commits to the Nittany Lions. You see that little ranked number beside Penn State at 6-2, a week 9. We are ranked number 20th in the country. Taking a look at the schedule, we started off with a loss to Marshall, and then we destroy Temple, destroy Buffalo, lose to USC, beat our rivals in Minnesota, take down Rutgers, and beat ranked Michigan by 2 scores, and take down Northwestern, who did beat us last year. So we are bowl eligible. So we could probably finish off with a pretty good season. Another 5-star running back out of Texas. Fantastic. It's Dom Calloway out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Wide receiver, 4-star. Conference championship week. We are 9-3, still ranked number 22 in the country. So baby steps for this Penn State team. And we started getting hot towards the end of the season, winning 3 of our last, or actually winning since the Michigan game, or we won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of our last 8 games. So we've been pretty good this season, especially compared to last season. Looking at the season stats, JKS at the end of the season did end up getting injured, but still played very well. 3,450 passing yards, 31 touchdowns to 5 interceptions. Running the ball, 1,000 yards for Quentin Martin Jr., 9 rushing touchdowns for him as well. Catching the ball, Matt Outen was fantastic as a freshman, keep in mind, a freshman redshirt receiver. So, with 17 receiving touchdowns, that's insane. Ian Strong, the transfer, almost 900 yards, 6 touchdowns. This guy is a senior as well, but Sanders had almost 700 yards and 6 touchdowns as well. Luke Reynolds wasn't as involved as I would have wanted him to be, but still had contributing. So, defensively, 5.5 sacks led the team, with Liam Andrews, the sophomore defensive tackle, and our senior right edge. As far as turnovers go, Darius Dixon, a sophomore corner, had 3 interceptions. Conference championship week, Tommy Jameson commits a center out of New Jersey, as well as Gabe Topping, another center, but this time from Virginia. How about another Joey Abraham, Mike linebacker out of Maryland. And Jim 4-star, Leon Aker, Mike linebacker out of New York, commits to the Nittany Lions. Very good pickup for us there. Wins the Sean Alexander Award for the best freshman. 59 catches for almost 1,200 yards and 17 receiving touchdowns. And the Heisman goes to Rico Beck, which he played at Iowa State, but somehow he found his way to Auburn by transferring there. Very strange. Almost 4,000 yards, 36 passing touchdowns. And that takes us to the Music City Bowl against Texas. So this could be our first bowl game of the rebuild. Would be fantastic for morale, at least. Signing day. We only have 2 players not committed. We lead for both of them. But we currently have the 9th class with 13 commits. 2 5-stars. The running back has elite development, elite for the receiver, normal for Dom Calloway, elite for the gym linebacker, impact for draft, impact for the one center, impact for another linebacker, normal for the other center, normal for a wide receiver, impact for a left guard, normal for a defensive tackle, star for Mitch Bloom, the first commit of the class, and elite for Greg Cormier. The Music City Bowl, just simulating, and if it gets close in the 4th quarter, we'll decide to watch. But we're ranked 22, they are ranked 17, they are a 91, we are a 93 with a 96 overall defense. Notre Dame is your national champion. UCLA ends up making it. That's a little bit of a surprise. Everybody else, not too much, but Notre Dame takes home their first of the rebuild as well, so hopefully that could be us. Looking at players leaving, that's not great. Deontay Plummer wants to leave because of playing time. He won't come back. Neither does Trey Everett. Not great. I mean, we're going to try to get the rest of these guys. And we lose all of them. So all of the guys, these guys, including former 5-star Deontay Plummer, are transferring. As far as draft picks go, A.J. Harris projected to go in the 1st round. Campbell projected to go in the 7th round. Sabb projected to go in the 2nd. T.J. Bush projected to go in the 3rd. Looking at draft results.
You know, I wish I could say this one was really close, but it really wasn't. 20-7. Couldn't really get anything going on offense. Not great.
Campbell ends up going
And we lose in the Music City Bowl.
Here is what the
Looking forward to the offseason. Hopefully we can progress forward.
A good amount of 4-star transfers, including Herleem Berry out of LSU. 96 speed. Obviously doesn't really affect the sim logic, but still would be a great addition. Is only a sophomore, so we do have some 3 stars. So hoping we can get most of these guys. 3 total, and we have the 12th class in the nation. Taking a look at development traits for the quarterback, he is impact, star for Shane Johnson, impact, normal, elite, impact, star, impact, elite, elite, normal, elite, impact, normal, impact, normal, star, and elite. Overall, a pretty good class. Training results are here. Bowen, transfer linebacker from last year, up to a 94, a 92 for the transfer left tackle, a 91 for JKS, and he's only a sophomore, so he's going to be great for the future. Johnson, a transfer 3-star, is up to an 88. Alton's up to an 87 as a sophomore. Branham's up to a 79. Looking at the running backs, Alexander Irving's up to a 79. Up to 96 speed. Oh my goodness. This man is fast. Leon Whitehead up to a 73 as well. Running back room's looking really good. Receivers also a very deep room as well. Tight ends decent. Offensive line looking a lot better. But our pass rushers got a little bit worse. Defensive tackle a little bit worse as well. Linebackers about the same. As far as cornerbacks go, we definitely need to make sure to recruit them next year. The redshirt freshman free safety is an 84, the former 5-star, plus 6. And just overall a really great team so far. Going into year number 3. Our first commitment of the new season, Jaquez Paris, a gym wide receiver out of Virginia. We sign a 4-star corner out of Washington, Maryland. Tackle out of Maryland commits. 4-star defensive tackle Tevin Arnold commits out of Georgia. 4-star Sam linebacker out of Rhode Island commits. 4-star tight end John Rabin out of Tampa, Florida commits. Out on this gym 5-star quarterback with 97 throw power and 86 speed. Unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. Another 5-star commitment, Enrique out of Texas, 5-star edge. Then we get a gym 4-star quarterback, not the gym 5-star unfortunately, but it is better than nothing. Another 5-star, I think that's our 4th one this recruiting cycle. Another edge, Chris Everill, out of Pennsylvania, in our own backyard. Another one, Mike linebacker out of Virginia, 4-star. For commitment, Corey Gardner out of Detroit, Michigan. Welcome to Pennsylvania. Pounds, another 5-star edge, this time out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. Nice to get him. Another commitment from Eric here, a Mike linebacker, 4-star out of Ohio. Go figure. Championship week, we are 8-4, ranked number 23 in the country. At least we are keeping it consistent, but in the next couple of years, we're hoping that we can win the national championship with a increased team and a better team than what we started with. Looking at stats, JKS is going to transfer because of pro potential, and he's only a sophomore, so not great. Eclese Julius shouldn't transfer, but you never know. JKS had 3,300 passing yards, 34 touchdowns to 4 interceptions. Running the ball, Quinion Martin took somewhat of a step backwards, but he had 7 rushing touchdowns, 9 for Hayes. Alexander Irving ended up getting into the end zone 2 times. Whitehead got into the end zone 2 times as well. And the receiving stats, Oughton led the team with 58 receptions for 780 yards and 8 touchdowns. And similar stats for Cameron Courtney, and just a little bit less for Johnson, who did end up getting injured for 4 games ending the season, so potentially could have had a better season from him. Defensively, we're not getting no more than 2 sacks. Just no pressure whatsoever. Did have forced a lot of turnovers, though. Tony was fantastic. As not a true freshman, but a redshirt freshman, obviously was a 5-star. Would be what you expect, but still like to see them players playing at a high level. So we do get Joe Bridges out of Brooklyn, New York, 4-star running back. Elon Russell wins the Heisman Trophy, almost 4,000 yards, 34 touchdowns, 71% completion percentage. And our bowl game is the Duke's Mayo Bowl against Samford. And taking a look at early National Signing Day, I'll remove Bridges down because I like to have my stuff sorted. And time to take a look at development traits. We'll start with Elijah Pounds. Elite development. Star for Avril. Star for Enrique. Impact for another offensive lineman, although he does have platinum pocket shield. Joe Bridges. Impact for Grainer. Impact for Eric. Impact, normal, star for the quarterback, star for the receiver with 95 speed. It's one of the true fastest receivers I've found in this game. Impact for Tevin Arnold. Elite for Forrest, a cornerback. Wasn't a gem either, so just off the random chance that we get 2 in a row, the instant commit. Elite development. Wow. That's fantastic. Since to hop into this one, I kind of expect us to win, but if we don't win, you can clown me in the comments if you want. And JKS has set the single game pass record for the Penn State record book. And he has also set the single season passing yard record for Penn State. And Duke's Mayo Bowl winner. Congratulations, you have won Duke's Mayo Bowl. Fantastic. Dane has gone back-to-back, winning this year and last year, going 15-1. Yikes. Tulane made the playoffs? Wow, that's interesting. Look at players leaving now. JKS leaving for pro potential. Otten is projected to go in the 7th round as a sophomore. He wants to leave. Goodman wants to transfer for playing style. We have 8 persuasions. I would like Reese back if he would come back. And he does decide to stay, so that's fantastic. Let's try to get George back. He has not been persuaded. Branham's is projected to not be on this team next year, and he will be leaving. JKS, please come back, bro. He is not. Matt Outen has not been persuaded either. Malachi Goodman entering the transfer portal. Denmark decides to stay. Tyler Armstead has not been persuaded either. So we're losing a lot of talent this year. Not only to the transfer portal, but to the draft as well. To graduation. I mean, losing talent to the draft isn't necessarily terrible because it does help the team. So, taking a look at draft results, we had 2 first-round selections. Our left tackle, and then Bowen, the 2-year starter here at Mike linebacker, a 3rd rounder in Cooper Cousins, the right guard. Luke Reynolds goes in the 4th. Caleb Presley goes in the 6th. Matt Outen in the 7th, as well as Johnson in the 7th round. People who enter the transfer portal and are actually interested in our team. JKS is a 5-star transfer portal. Not a surprise there. And there are some interesting players here. We get another edge. Some offensive tackles. Looking at training results, Trevor Boone is a 92 overall. Rainey Sale is up to an 89. This wide receiver is up to a 91. The 5-star sophomore now in his 2nd season is up to an 89. A +8 for Garvin as a sophomore, but he has a deal breaker for championship contender. And Abbott goes up by 6, but still not the quarterback we're really hoping for. And a big jump for Alexander Irving, up to 98 speed now, which is fantastic. Draft is up to an 82, so he'll probably take over the reins after Irving, but Irving is probably going to be the starting running back, and then Martin the backup. Wide receiver, we have decent depth. Emerson goes up by 4, but he goes up to 94 speed. Offensive line, I mean, it's decent. Really, we're trying to win the championship here and now. Aker, a +8, up to an 86. Wow. That's a big jump. We only have 3 cornerbacks, which is disgusting. Definitely need to recruit that this season. How did Michael Hawkins Jr. get here? He's an 83. I thought he committed elsewhere. That's what it said on National Signing Day, yet he's here. Interesting. Season we have to go through a quite tough conference schedule facing Ohio State, Oregon, USC, and Iowa this season. Losing out on the 5-star gem once again in Reggie Starr. We also lost out on this Sam linebacker and this edge. But we got our first commitment of the year. Tyler Sahara, Mike linebacker out of Connecticut. And another one, 5-star quarterback Elijah Billings out of South Carolina. Keep it coming. Gage Ricey, a 5-star right tackle out of Indiana. And another 5-star the week after, Mitch Bobber out of Spring, Texas, a 5-star left edge. Doubt we had anything, but we do have a bowl game, the Tony the Tiger Bowl. Not my favorite cereal, Frosted Flakes, but is what it is. Penn State versus Clemson. Yikes. More prospects we do have. We're going to try to build the rest of the team through the transfer portal. Mitch Bobber is a star. Elite for Tyler Sahara. Impact for Billings. And star for the right tackle. We're just going to sim this bowl game and see what happens. Looking at the stats, Michael Hawkins Jr. Almost 4,000 passing yards, 32 touchdowns. A little high on the interceptions, though, 17. Running the ball, Quentin Martin in his senior season was fantastic. I know I said I was going to start Irving, but just didn't really edit the depth chart. Just going to be honest, that's on me. But Martin seemed to have been fantastic. Throwing the ball, this is the second consecutive season where we had a receiver that got injured, but he did go over 1,000 yards. Denmark in his senior season almost goes over 1,010 touchdowns. Amirson in his first season as a starter, almost 900 receiving yards and 5 touchdowns. Defensively, we're just not getting any pressure. We're forcing turnovers though, so. Oklahoma is your 2028 national champions. Tulane makes it once again. BYU makes it, although they got demolished. We have a lot of players wanting to transfer. We do have a lot of great players, including our quarterback, bro. Potentially in the future, he doesn't want to stay, even though he probably secure a starting job next year. Rudd, a former 5-star. He's entering the transfer portal. Reese enters the transfer portal as well. We get Garvin back, which is fantastic. Can we get Briggs back as well? No. Irving wants to transfer. He is going to transfer. The question is, who do we want back? I want Apple back. Please, he's entering the transfer portal. Oh my goodness. Transfers are gonna kill this video, bro. Yikes. Boone is drafted along with the wide receiver, Rainey Sale, Quentin Martin Jr., the center, and Gabe Williams, surprisingly. 3-star transfer. Interesting. And, oh my goodness, this team is
really good so far from what I've seen from training results. Tony, as a junior, is up to a 96 overall. Bryce Baker's up to a 93. Hardy Watts is up to a 92, and 92 for Darren Hicks. The team is looking fantastic. The question is Bryce Baker the quarterback to lead us to the national championship? We have great skilled position players around him, including 2 90 overall running backs, 4 86 plus wide receivers, and not really that much of a tight end, but a pretty decent offensive line, I would say, especially with Cormier going up to an 89. May have to play him at center, but very well-rounded team, I believe, and regardless of whether this team is the one to win us a national championship or not, this will be the last season I will be controlling the team, and yeah. Oh, this is not what I expected. 7-0. Ohio State, we're no longer fraudulent. Hopefully we can end out the season on a high note. Here, a Big Ten championship, potentially against USC. As I know you see what I see, we finished 12-0, undefeated in the regular season. Can we bring a national championship to Pennsylvania? Let's find out. Looking at our regular season stats, Bryce Baker was terrific. 4,000 passing yards, 36 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. Running the ball, Darren Hicks, 20 rushing touchdowns. Hayes added 14 as well. Baker even added 6 on himself. And Ashton Emerson, the sophomore leap, 103 catches, 1,600 yards, and 11 receiving touchdowns. Gene Goodspeed as well, 1,000 yards, 11 touchdowns. 11 touchdowns for Rawls. And then 500 yards for Rabin. Defensively, 8 sacks from Crawford, the defensive tackle. We're finally starting to get a little bit of pressure. 6 interceptions from Hinton, forcing a lot of turnovers. This is fantastic. USC is a 97 overall, while we are a 99 across the board. Let's see how this one turns out. Luckily for us, it is a neutral zone for us, so we should be able to keep this one competitive. And if it is competitive in the fourth quarter, and we need to score a touchdown, and we enter the red zone, I will not be afraid to hop in and try to will this team to a victory. As champions, Bryce Baker. That's all I got to say about that. Bryce Baker has put us on top of the Big Ten and on top of the college football realm. Beating a top 10 or top 5 team is not easy for any program. I don't care who you are or what talent you got. It's not easy at all. And to be able to hold them to 12 points is impressive. We will be playing Georgia in the Orange Bowl. I don't know. Georgia seems to do what is a 97 overall with a 99 offense. And we are 99 overall across the board. Bowl. It is a neutral site, thankfully. Maybe that'll make this one better, maybe it won't, who knows. But the Orange Bowl, very prestigious, and It's an honor to be playing in it, for sure. The Nittany Lions will start with the football, slowly but surely driving their way down the field, but they will be... We somehow got a touchdown. I don't know if that's a glitch or something, but we scored a touchdown, so... And then we got... It seems to me that we got an interception. Deshaun Hinton picks off the Georgia quarterback. And we're forced to punt, though, unfortunately. And Georgia will make it 7-3. We're going to try to score again before halftime, but we go for it on 4th down, and we do not get it. And that's another interception. Xavier Thomas picking off the Georgia quarterback once again, and we're going to try to score a touchdown before halftime, and that's what we will do. 14-3 now in the Orange Bowl, and we get another interception or another unknown penalty. Regardless, the interception by Deshaun Hinton once again gets us into the end zone. 21-3, we're throttling them before halftime, and they will just try to respond, and they will. 21-10 now. But the offense has been a well-oiled machine, scoring another touchdown. 28-10 now, going into the 4th quarter. They will score again. But all we should have to do is run out this clock. And we kick another field goal just because. And that will be your final score, 31-17. The game was never even really close, as the Nittany Lions advance to the semifinals. The question is, who will be playing? Who can take on this Nittany Lions team and win? If not Kirby Smart and the Georgia Bulldogs, who? Playing Texas Tech in the Rose Bowl. Going to be a hard-fought matchup. They are only an 87 overall. We are a 99 across the board to their 87, 89, and 84. Their defense, and here we are. One of, if not the most prestigious playoff game besides the national championship. This has been one game known for its history. Here in California, we'll see what Texas Tech can do against us. It is a neutral site, so. Who will advance to the national championship? Once again, the Nittany Lions will start with the football. And they will be forced to punt real quick. But we force a punt as well. And now the offense starting to get in a rhythm. We are kicking 3. We force a punt. 4th and 5. We pick it up, and it's a 20-yard run for Darren Hicks. Touchdown, Nittany Lions. 10-0 now. And they're forced to punt again. Our defense playing phenomenal. And offense starting to move down the field. It's 17-0 now. Texas Tech forced to punt again. And they will get the ball to start the second half, but they are forced to punt. A great run by Darren Hicks sets up a field goal. And it's 20-0. and they give it back to us on the 4th down. We have to punt it back to them. The game isn't over, but it's sure looking like it. We should just be able to run out the clock, but it's an interception. Bryce Baker throws an interception, but it may be too little too late. And that would end up doing it. A shutout here in California, and your Nittany Lions are heading back to the national championship. They're heading back to the big game. Texas Tech, very, very disappointed with being blown out. Just great outright performance by the defense. I'll give it to the defense the entire time, because that's who did it. That's who won us that game. A high-powered offense is shut down by a high-powered defense 95% of the time. I mean, you see it with all those winning Iowa teams. It's number 1 versus number 2 in the national championship. The Nittany Lions against the Alabama Crimson Tide. Who will be your 2029 national champions? Tide are a 97, we are a 99. Very, very close game, I foresee. And here we are, Hard Knocks Stadium for the national championship. Kalen DeBoer in the Alabama Crimson Tide. That's if Kalen DeBoer didn't leave, but Alabama versus Penn State in the 2030 national championship. Who will come out victorious? Once again, the Nittany Lions will start with the football, but the Alabama defense getting a quick stop. And the Lions defense doing the same, but it's a fumble. Recovered for a safety. Wow. And the Nittany Lions starting with great field position. A big run from Hicks sets up a touchdown. 9-0 now. And a big run, but a fumble forced by Elijah Pounds recovered. Alabama throwing away their chances at winning this game in the first quarter. And they're forced to punt again. 12-0. The Nittany Lions are going to score another touchdown. 19-0. Defense wins championships. And I think we're seeing that here. It's going to be 26-0 at halftime. Alabama's really going to have to do something here. And they do end up scoring a touchdown on their first drive, but is their defense strong enough to stop the Nittany Lion offense? For now, yes. And we're back on offense. And it's another field goal, 29-7. And another fumble forced. And that will do it. The Nittany Lions are back to the pinnacle of the sport. Oh, that gives you goosebumps for some team that hasn't won. Like, they were 2-10 in ranked games. To see them go on a undefeated run. Not only to win the national championship, but to go undefeated. It's very, very rare. I hope y'all enjoyed. Have a blessed day.